In histories, Herodotus tells us a story of a guy who went by the name Polycrates. Polycrates was a ruler of an island known as Samos. Uh, he, he was he was a Greek of a certain tribe of Greeks. So Polycrates, kind of difficult name for me. This guy ruled Samos and he came to power through insurrection. Him and his two brothers kind of organized and they toppled the king who was in ruling, and then they started ruling together, the three of them. And at some point, Polycrates killed one of the brothers and he chased the other one away, and he became the sole ruler of Samos. Now, this guy became friendly with Amasis, the king of Egypt. And Amasis observed something about this guy. This guy was too much lucky. Everything he decided to do, he succeeded. He went to war. Whoever he went to war with, he won the war. Everything he did, he succeeded. And initially, Amasis was like, okay, this guy is very gifted. He's capable. Things are going well for him. But this success started becoming something to Amasis, something that he didn't think it was a good thing. They were still friendly. Amasis sends him gifts. He sends Amasis gifts, and they were very friendly as kings of their countries. And but at some point, Amasis sent him a message, and he told him, you know what, my friend, while I like being successful, and I like when my friends are successful, your success is kind of troubling me. It's too much. You are exceedingly prosperous, and that does not cause me joy. My wish is that for myself and for those whom I love is for them to be successful today, and then maybe tomorrow they need something that kind of is like a check. So because in life we should be moving between, he calls it the alternate of good and ill. But if it's perpetual good and fortune, then there's a problem. He tells him, let me read what he said. For never yet did I hear tell of anyone succeeding in all his undertakings who did not meet with calamity at last and come to utter ruin. So he told him, the people I've seen succeed and succeed and succeed, good fortune, good fortune. In the end of it, their ending is never good. So the way you are succeeding, every battle you fight. In fact, Polycrates had to fight a lot of wars. Even there were so many, even the people of Samos themselves, so many times attempted to get him out of power. But every time they attempted, even with the help of others from outside, they never succeeded. This guy always beat them. Now, Amasis told him something. He told him, because you seem to have like you're succeeding in everything you do, you need to do something, you need to lose something that you value so that you can trick the gods, so that bad things don't happen to you in the end. So he gave him an idea. He told him, this is what you're going to do. Think of one thing. Think of one thing that you value the most and throw it away so that you feel that loss. And that will count as you getting a check in your life, so that it checks your success. And Polycrates thought about it, and he decided that he was going to throw away a golden signet ring that he wore. It was so precious to him. So he tells his guards and the people around him to take him to sea, and he sails with them while they are in the middle of the sea. He removes the signet and throws it into the water. And then they turn around and go back home. Now, when they reach home, he goes, he mourns because this signet meant a lot to him. So he reaches home, he's not happy about it, but it's like, I had to do it. Amasis, my friend, told me this was a good way to check my success so that I have that balance of good, bad, good, bad. Otherwise, if I have good, 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 then in the end of it, something bad will happen and it will ruin me completely. So he goes back home, he sits there. Then there is this fisherman who from Samos who went fishing, and he catches a big fish, and he comes with it. He looks at it. It's like, this is a big fish, and I think I should take this to the king as my gift to him. And he takes this fish to the king. He tells the king, I caught this fish. It's so big, and I thought this is something that should be given to the king as a present. And the king receives it, and he gives it to the servants. The servants who the chef goes to the kitchen, he's cutting the fish, and inside they find the signet ring, and they take it to the king, and the king looks at it and is like, he's very happy, I got my ring back. He writes a letter to Amasis, and he tells Amasis, you know what, this is what happened. He gives him the entire story. Amasis, when Amasis read the letter, he told himself that there is no way to help this guy. That this guy can throw away something as small as a signet into the sea and it will come back to him. And Amasis felt that that does not belong to a man. Like he says, he perceived that it does not belong to a man to save his fellow man from the fate which is in store for him. Likewise, he felt certain that Polycrates will end ill as he prospered in everything. So, and Amasis, because he liked this Polycrates a lot, he decided, I'm not going to continue being his friend, because when the bad happened to him, it will be a lot, and I don't want to carry that pain of, or the grief which will follow after this guy finds his bad in the end. Now, when Cambyses was going to Egypt, Polycrates, I think because Amasis had cut links with him, kind of like felt like Amasis was maybe jealous of him, maybe he had ill feelings for him. He sent a message to Cambyses telling him, I'm willing to help you attack Egypt. And in fact, he did send Cambyses an army who joined Cambyses' army, and they went to Egypt. But by the time they were reaching Egypt, Amasis was dead, and his son was now the king. So Amasis died before Polycrates. So he didn't get to witness the pain that will befall his old friend. Now, Cambyses takes over Egypt. Cambyses dies. Polycrates is still the king of Samos. But then something happened now. His bad came, as Amasis had predicted, in fact. There was this guy called Oroetes. Oroetes was a guy who had been appointed by Cyrus the Great to be in charge of Lydia. If you've watched my videos, you know Lydia was the first major empire that Cyrus the Great attacked. So Cyrus the Great, after conquering Lydia, he had put this Oroetes in charge of that country. He was a Persian, and he left. Now, after Cambyses died, Oroetes did travel to Susa, the capital of Persia. And while there at the gates of the palace, he meets another guy who was also another like governor of another region, and they start talking. And they are talking, and then it becomes like these other guys attacking him, tells him, you are very weak. Like, look, there's this Samos island that is just next to Sardis, to Lidya, and they don't have that big of an army. And you can easily bring that under the leadership of Persia, but you've not. And Oroetes felt attacked, and he decided to do something about it. Now he goes back to Sardis, the capital of Lydia, and he decides he's going to conquer Samos. Now, but he doesn't go with an army straight to Samos to war and then take over Samos. He comes up with a plan. He sends a messenger to Samos. This is Cambyses is sick at this point. He's not yet dead. So Oroetes sends a messenger to Samos, to the king of Samos, Polycrates. And the messenger tells Polycrates, Oroetes says that Cambyses wants to kill him, and Oroetes wants to escape, and he's asking whether you can come for him, so you can put him, give him like safety here. He runs to your kingdom and he stays there so that Cambyses doesn't kill him. And Oroetes says, if you do that, you are going to split his wealth. Polycrates knew that Oroetes was very wealthy. And was very wealthy because Lydia was a very wealthy empire. When Cyrus the Great came, there was a lot of wealth that went into the Persian soldiers, and Oroetes was there. And after being left behind to be in charge of that place, of course, he accumulated a lot of wealth for himself, gold in particular. So this messenger tells Polycrates, Oroetes says he's going to share his wealth with you, 50-50. So if you accept to harbor him here. So but he says if you don't believe it, you send somebody to Sardis to come and check that wealth. So Polycrates is excited. He knows there's a lot of wealth in Sardis. And if this guy tells him they split 50-50, that must be a lot of gold and silver maybe. So he sends his own messenger to go to Sardis to check. The messenger goes, Oroetes knows this guy is sending a messenger over. He takes rocks, stones, he puts them in what do we call them? Chests, like the place where you put maybe safety boxes, something like that, where you put gold. He puts rocks in there, maybe up to 3/4 full, and then he takes some gold, he put on top. So when the messenger comes, they open these boxes to him. He looks, yeah, he's seeing a lot of gold. And then he goes back, he tells Polycrates, you know what, I did go, I checked, these people have a lot of gold, and if Oroetes is going to split whatever he has 50-50 with you, you are going to be a very wealthy man. So Polycrates plans to go himself to Sardis so that he can come with that gold and bring along Oroetes. And before he leaves, his daughter dreams, and she wakes up, she tells the dad, no, don't go. The daughter was very young, maybe 12, 13. She tells the dad, don't go, there's danger there. These people are tricking you. And other people also did warn him and tell him, you know what, this doesn't sound right. There's something wrong about this. But he didn't listen. He got into the ship and he left with several of his friends. They reach Sardis, and while there, they are captured. Polycrates is killed and hanged, and he dies like that. So, and Herodotus says, so it seems like his end had to be bad, like Amasis